Welcome to challenge number 4. Like I said in these videos, we'll be talking about challenges that you as a keyboardist, as a pianist, that you're most likely going to face when you start going from church to church for ministrations, or going with artists or ministers to several stages to go and play. The challenges, why they happen, and how you can navigate them is what we'll be talking about in this series of videos that I've been making for a couple of days now. So today's challenge is one that is very, very dominant. It's very, very common. You understand? And that is going to a place where they have low quality piano keyboards. Yes, it's very, 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 very common. If you're someone that is used to playing keyboards like Montage, Motif, Chronos, Cog, what's this other keyboard now? Node, all those things. Weighted keys are keyboard. You and then maybe at one point or the other you're asked to, maybe you went somewhere with a minister, and then what you are seeing there is Pierce Arrow E473. You'll be shocked. You get. So but then that's the essence of this video. And the challenge on my phone, like I said, is meeting low quality piano keyboards. And sometimes you can actually meet piano keyboards that are even bigger than you understand, because like they say, nobody knows it all. But then as a touring pianist, there are basic things that, of course, with experience, with the experience of the fact that, yeah, you've been moving around, you get to meet different kinds of keyboard, and then you'll be required to set them up within seconds. Really, maximum of 30 seconds, you should be ready for the minister to pilot. You understand? But then this very challenge, like I said, is very, very common, and you're most likely going to meet it even if you decide to start going out today. By in 3 Sundays time, you're going to experience this very challenge that I just said. So what why does it happen? Basically it happens because sometimes those who are in charge of hiring keyboards for some programs might not be that informed, and sometimes they no even know, say, wetin you dey look for is different. They might not really know that what you are looking for is different. You get, because there are people in this country Nigeria, and there are keyboardists in this country Nigeria now that don't lay their hands on anything that is not weighted keys. Then they are very, very plenty. So but then that's the challenge, and then that is why it happens. That is what that is what was rented for the program. Although these days, we are seeing improvement, mostly for outside programs. We are beginning to see more of Montage, Motif, XF8, and all those or higher versions of Yamaha keyboards, which is really, really impressive. But just in case you go out and then you meet a keyboard that you're not really conversant with, or that is below or that you think is below your standard, or maybe that is higher than your standard, that's a challenge. And then if you don't know how to set it up, there are basic things that, as a keyboardist or pianist, there are basic settings on the keyboard that must stick with you, even though their names or where they are positioned in certain keyboards varies. Things like your dual, your split, your main voice, and the ones that, just in case you meet a keyboard that is not weighted keys. So that's what I'm saying, because most weighted keys keyboard are workstations, so you just be selecting patches, and then if you have your system, you can just easily swipe it up, and then you're ready to move. But if you're working with a manual keyboard, you have to look out for things like octaves, function buttons, where you adjust whatever it is that you're adjusting, your dual, where your dual is, where your dual is, your octave, your function button, where many things are inside, that by default. And then things like your split, look at where the voices on the keyboard is. It might vary per positioning, but it is just the same. These are things that you should pay attention to once you meet any keyboard that you are not conversant with. And then basically with that, you'll be able to set it up in seconds. It might take you a longer time to set it up, or sometimes, but the more you move out, the more you meet different kinds of keyboard, the better you become at it, really. So but if you're meeting a higher keyboard, you can easily maybe in the course of sitting in the congregation, you can actually look up YouTube or online, use AI tools to look up how the keyboard works. That's if you're absolutely new to that, you can easily look it up fast and then come and set it up. Or the easiest way I have learned over the time that actually works for me sometimes is that you make sure that you liaise with, once you see that the keyboard that is there you don't know how to operate it, liaise with whoever is there so that you get in touch with the main keyboardist, and then help the person should help you to set it up as soon as possible. So you let them know ahead of time so that as you're coming, they are also coming with you to help you set it up. So challenge number 4 is either low quality keyboards or higher keyboards that are bigger than you. So I've showed you why they happen. That is what that is what was rented, and or maybe that is what the church has. All right. So and what's the solution? I've given you several solutions that you can apply to solve this problem. See you stage number 5.